Neat little mount they have for it here. They basically turn this crate into like a quick hitch for the two bottom 3-point pins to just sit right in there. What's the best way to get it out of the crate? I don't know. Let's just start pulling some of the things out of it, make it a little lighter. This thing was so heavy, the tractor was struggling to even lift it, you know. Because I'll probably need to come in here with the loader and turn it around so I can get to the 3-point side. Certainly, each of the tires, wheel combo, that probably weighs, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds a piece. I'm not a scale, folks. I don't know. These have grease zerks right there. Very nice. I love serviceable bearings. It looks like it's mostly put together for me, so that's excellent because I'm not the best at putting things together. If you've watched some of my videos, you know that. What else can I take out? PTO shaft. That's a few pounds. Is further out of the way. Should have brought a plier. You got this wired. Oh, this is the like caster wheel that the front sits on, I think. Whoop, what was that? I don't know. I think that's it. Oh, oh. Whatever's in here, find that out. Watch out for the burrs here. Yeah, that's it. They did tell me, they said, hey, don't expect the net wrap that comes with it to be like the best. So they recommended I just swap it out. I might give it a shot. They also told me to back these tensioning springs off to the lowest tension setting because it's new, and so I'm doing that right now. Just one hole further up to take the tension off. Basically got no tension now. That's what they told me to do. So I'm listening. I does what I was told. This one looks like it's not threaded on straight. Or bent. He also said this cover is completely unnecessary. It's a beauty bonnet. It's a beauty cover. And he says, so a lot of people will run with this up so they can keep an eye on the internals while they're, from their tractor seat. But that wrap is installed and looks like it's ready to go. So I'm not going to undo. I'm going to try it, is what I'm saying. Let me show you. Give you a view what I'm looking at. See, that net wrap's already installed. I should probably just leave it be. This is the control box, and they said, be careful if you open that. Stuff will just fall out and you'll be screwed. So I'll be careful with that. This says working that way, transport this way. So, okay. I think I'm going to need to access for all your chains and gears, and there's a belt right there. Oh, that comes open easy. Oops. Oops. I am not going to pretend that I know what any of this is. I have never used a round baler, much less a mini round baler. So that is working. It's just dropped down. Of course, it's limited right now because it's sitting on the ground, basically. And then you lift that over and hook it here. Simple enough. Okay. The rest of this, I don't know. This belt is extremely loose. So, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that this tensioner, yeah, when you start it, that must tense that up. Chains are all tight. I do have grease zerks here. And I would assume at other places, but I do see one here at least. I'll need to look at the manual. Let's look at this side. Oil fill or hydraulic. There is actually a little on the end of that dipstick. Tiny little dipstick. Okay. And then around the back, you can see the hydraulic that opens your compartment here. I don't know how to operate that. It says, before opening the tailgate, ensure that no one is behind the machine. Serious injury could occur. Okay, so I probably shouldn't have been trying to open it. I don't know. I suppose that's because the hydraulics will bop them in the head. Close this door. That latch isn't latching. I wonder why. Hey, Sarge. Looks like it's just supposed to catch on that. Well, it's just not quite getting there. Yeah. There. That just needed to be pulled out. Now it's latching. Good. Perfect. All right. Enough for the initial walk around. So I pulled the cage off. The cage is bolted down, one on each corner. Pulled the wire off. I'd need a bushing kit to use the quick hitch, but I might be able to use this top hook on the quick hitch to lift this up, maybe. And then if these just rest against here, I could lift it up, get the cage out, put the wheels on, and then I'm good to go. Let's just see if that works. Let me zoom you in. Up against the frame here. Good grief. I think I'm off of it. See if I can lift. Whoa! Oh! Woo! Okay. I need to come out, like, seriously, barely a little bit more to get out from under that. Aha! Yeah! Alright, I was barely able to slip it past that mount point. Here's the problem, that's as far up as I can get it to go. I don't think that's high enough to get the wheels on. Needs to come up a little bit. Might be able to do it at the top one. Yeah, I should be able to tilt it back with the top one. Oh boy. Are we gonna get lucky? Let's turn the tractor off. Of course, the front end loader was giving it counterbalance. Are you zoomed in too much now? Yeah. There. There you go. So I got to bring the back end of this up to put the wheels on. I'm literally held on with a weak chain and a piece of wire. Most of the lifting's happening here. But let's see if I can tilt this with my top link. Ooh, will I be able to? Not with all that weight on it. Daggone. Do I dare set it down and then try to lift it or adjust that? Rather not. Let's see if I can get this side wheel on. So close. So close. With that loader up, it might do it. We're talking a half inch.
separations. They're both on the inside. Looks like you can either be up both on that side of the brackets or both on this side. Doesn't really matter to me. I guess I'd have it out wider. Really rather not be here. Let's see if we can set it down. Of course, I'll need the chalk bucket because it's going to want to go downhill. It's got a wheel there. Good. I'll need to pull forward a little bit to let it down the rest of the way. All right. Don't laugh too hard if this goes down the hill. It's only like $9 grand. Woo! All right, ain't going anywhere. Good. All right. Okay. What time is it? Good grief. Hay's drying. Probably 10:30. I've got a drawbar kit to hook up, PTO shaft, and then the control stuff and all the extra parts like the pins for the wheels and anything else I need. I gotta put my peepers on the destructions. It's not too windy out yet, so I'm not going to use the mic. Usually just all you hear is me breathing, you know. It says drawbar kit, and first thing I'm seeing is the longer PTO shaft. Now, if you're wondering why you would need a drawbar kit for a 3-point implement, because I'm on a pretty uneven terrain, hills, and this thing's kind of heavy for the tractor. Doing this number as you're driving along, I'd rather just pull it behind. That should work much better. Hopefully I don't have to cut that. Drawbar add-on kit. Align the end of the drawbar with the baler's top link bracket. Oh. Yeah. Can I use this with my quick hitch? Holy mackerel, I can actually use, well, yeah, well, no. I mean, maybe. Once again, it'll be hopping around like the rake was. I'm assuming the PTO should go under, so this would be all the way up, right? Now, I actually saw one set up in their showroom, so I know it goes on here like that, which looks goofy. When I was there, I'm like, how's it supposed to hook to the drawbar if it's at an angle? Well, it's not hooking up to your tractor's drawbar, it's hooking up to this, which makes perfect sense. Okay. Before I do anything else, I need to get the wheels. I really should. Man, another tick just walking around. I pulled 3 off already. See the little friend here? Get out of there. My wheels need to get locked in. I'm guessing I will find those parts in this basic parts kit box. Okay, it comes with some extra tines. Comes with some replacement, oh gosh, what are these called again? The hay slides up over them. I forget. And limit switch. And then we have, I'm guessing these are shear bolts. A limit switch though. And then some discs, 2 discs. I don't know what those are. Manual bale release kit. Well, I'll be using the push button one, so I might not need that. Okay. Where did I put, or did I, maybe it's in this. I need to lock those wheels in. They're just, I just slid them in. They're they're not secured. I think this is what you'd pull to make it release the bale, if you were doing it that way. I sprung for the remote, the electric remote. I guess I figured go big or go home. I mean, I was already buying brand new equipment. I felt that the drawbar kit was a necessity. And then I'm like, well, it's going to be further back, so I might need either a longer cord or just get the remote switch. So I went with that. I don't know what this is. Longer cord, regular cord, what do you bet? I'm thinking, nope, I don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. These two bolts and there's no nut with this one. Oh, here it's just loose. I don't know what these are for, but I need 4 bolt type things to hold the wheel on. And I haven't seen those yet. It says when you put the new PTO shaft on, it says you should have a minimum of 3 inches clearance from the top of the PTO shaft to the bottom of the hitch receiver. Hitch receiver. Talks about support chains. Talks about everything. I need something to hold the wheels on. Let's see if I left something back over by the garage. Maybe. I already got that side. I decided to come this way so that it's easier to get to these and hopefully less stuff will be able to mess with it. I don't know. My other thought was go that way because it's kind of down. So if the nut did come off, at least it would be maybe hanging on just because of gravity. But I decided to go this way. I'll just tighten the heck out of it. Should have checked the size first. What size are you? Three-quarter. Now, where were we up here? I don't know. I gotta figure out all these control mechanisms too. So they said they installed something for me. The control switch, I thought. guess it's this piece. I think. Maybe. Yep. Okay, so that stays there. I'll leave the zip tie for extra safety. This box has something that gets the signal, goes in to trip the thing and the stuff. Already checked the fluid in that. I'll go around it and grease it. It's got at least 1 or 2 grease points on it. I'll have to look at the manual. But so that's good. It should be good to go on that. It's not hot, but there's no wind, so I'm sweating. And this is a moisture wicking long sleeve. If you're wondering, well, you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, you dummy. Well, if there was wind, it'd be pretty good. So I'm not going to need these yet. Where's the switch that I operate from my seat? Limit switch. Is it this thing? These are all just spare parts. Oop. Limit switch. Switch it on. Alright, how'd this thing go in here? That's tight. That was harder than it should have been. Alright, that's on. Got the remote in my pocket. Now we gotta find out if the PTO is even the right length. Oh my heavens! I feel like celebrating, but I'm too tired. Now how do you get the safety thing back on? Like that, you just slam it forward. Okay. Let's get this off the ground. Oh, great, that's as high as it lifts. Well, how do I get this thing out? This foot's probably not designed for a toe hitch. It's meant for lifting up. Right there. It's up. So we got the PTO shaft on. Started picking up hay. I put this up in the stow position, but look what it's right in the way of. I mean, and as small as this pickup is, that's like 20% of your pickup. So, and it won't come out. I have it up all the way, so I'll have to lift it. So I put a couple things behind the wheel so don't roll away. See if I can lift it up enough, and then camera lead, I might have you even the cotter. Like, I'm just tired at this point. Come on. When you get tired, you make mistakes. Tires blocked. I think that's pretty good. My old rotten piece of wood, that'll work, I'm sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. All right. Be a hammer. Don't have one, but I got one of these. Which can't get in there. What else do I have? I've got another one. All right. Now, can I?
Did you get the other washer?
It's right there. Can I lift this enough for that to drop out? No, because I got this in the way. Yes! Yes! Oh, that was like a magic trick. I didn't even throw my back out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still plenty of time. Good thing. I'm grateful for the help, babe. Could you toss me that water? I need to chug again. Hata. Whew. All right, now we can try this thing out again.
Am I done?
Could you film me for a minute? Safety first. Tiny little pickup. I heard it pop. I don't even know where the shear bolt is on this. Ow.
He's on your shirt.
Huh?
He's on the back of your shirt.
They can't bite, but they like probe or whatever. I don't know where the shear bolt is. I'll have to pull the manual up again to check that out. It was doing pretty good.
There's no bail that came out yet.
Huh?
No bail came out. You lost some of your bail over there. Yeah, 'cause
That maybe it wasn't the tight turn. Did you hear it ring?
I heard a.
No.
But then that came out of it.
When did this pop up?
It popped up, but nothing ever came out.
Well, I never pressed eject. Shit. I didn't hear a horn. It's supposed to have a horn.
Oh, you can listen on here and see, but.
No, I heard it. I just didn't hear the horn. All right, so the horn never went off. So I didn't know it was, I mean, I should have known it was getting full. I did too much hay. I mean, so I was opening it and just, looky here, not connected. There you go.
And go to 0.5 if you need to.
Probably. So, Kimberly, go ahead and turn around. Show them the hay we did make. We made 80 bales. But here's the thing. For every one of those 80 bales, Kimberly had to walk alongside the baler.
Literally on top of it because you can't hear the horn.
Yeah. So the horn stopped working. It got so quiet we couldn't hear it. I called the company. They said they have heard of that happening before. So they'd send me a new horn on warranty, no problem. Just I said, no, you know what? My wife and my neighbor had an idea of, because I want to be able to run headphones while I'm baling, so for hearing protection and just listen to some music. Now you might say, well, you want to be listening for that horn. Light bulb moment, literally, both my wife and neighbor said, well, wouldn't it be better if there was like a light like in front of you that would go off, or, you know, so you could visually see it's time to pull the lever, activate the net wrap. So anyway, so that's issue 1.5, 2, whatever you want to call it. The main issue was even when the horn was working and I could hear it, I'd pull the cord to activate the net wrap, and then after a second or two you're supposed to let go. Well, I'd let go, and you see how that just went back? It didn't do that before. It stayed. So I had lubricated it, I thought, as the manual said, but I used, and it said use like a wax-based, like a chain-type lubricant. I did, but I only did it on this side. I didn't do it on the other side. There's parts over there that are activated by this too. So I used this one, and I just doused everything that is activated by this lever. This gel lube, the same stuff I used on the recliner. Remember, babe? Mm-hmm. So everything's lubed up, and now
I won't hurt my hand.
And now when you bring it back, it comes down and makes good contact with this threaded rod that starts the countdown. It's a mechanical timer. It'll drop off, and watch this.
We'll cut the thingy.
It'll actually, when it comes off of there, see the spring? Mm-hmm. The spring can actually have tension now to drop the knives to cut the net wrap. Mm-hmm. But come closer. Let me show off my handiwork here. So we fixed everything, and I apologize for the lighting, but I fixed everything with this orange electrical tape and my pair of wire cutters. So I stripped, so I just eliminated this entirely. I left it there. I'm not going to take it off. Whatever, it's fine. But everything's wired in to run that light bulb. So when I test it right here, I'm going to test. So as the bale gets bigger, it pushes on this lever, and this, once it goes all the way, it's going to trigger that
light.
Yep. So let me make sure I have this on. Okay. And then as I do this, that light should turn on. See that? Mm-hmm. And that's nice and bright, but on a bright sunny day, it might be hard to see. I don't know.
Might give you a different color.
Yeah, I don't know. We could, well, even some thin that see-through tape would change the color.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, we've got maybe, I think, a pretty good solution.
We'll find out.
Got it perfectly dialed in. Now I say that, and I don't have any wood to knock on. Yeah, over there. Here we go. Oh, there's my setup. Remember when I just showed you in the barn? Well, yesterday. You'll see how good it works. The light. Look how I wedged the light in right there. Just wedged it right in there. It stayed there this whole time. Now I just touched it. Why did I do that? Okay, so it drive along, comes on. You know, it's time to wrap it and discharge the bale. Here we go.
It failed to wrap.
Huh?
It failed to wrap.
I know, I pulled it and it didn't go for it didn't give me the signal either, but I was thinking like this has been too long. It's done that a couple times. So, but I'm gonna drop it anyway, and I feel like I hear something, it picked something up. That's what it sounds like anyway. I'm just trying to drop it now.
Yeah, I heard it.
See? I didn't have any wood to knock on. Oh, the wrap went around the daggone thing again. Alright, this is going to take a second. Let me turn the off. It did that one other time. Oh, that's a lot too. You see the net wrap?
Yes.
It did that once yesterday. And whew,
Oh. Well,
it's a pain in the neck.
That's why you'd break a shear pin.
Yeah. Well,
Wowza.
the light didn't kick. I wonder if my batteries. While I'm clearing this, I'm going to put my battery on the charger because the light didn't come on to tell me, hey, discharge your bale. Although I can check it right now. Switch. If that light comes on. It does, so it just, for whatever reason, didn't trip that. All right, well, shut that off. They don't need to see. I'm gonna use a knife, high tech, to cut that off and reset it. Okay, come around. We're gonna replace this shear pin. We cut the wrap away, and let's get inside here. Oops, oopsie daisy. We'll release that so it'll close. You got a lever here to lock in your pressure, and you just put that back to release it. Of course, we're going to have to get rid of all this too. Yesterday, I had the net wrap incident, but worse, and I had this up here bunching because I wasn't being alerted that it was full, and one time I didn't notice that it was full, you know, because there was no alarm, and it got packed in here so bad that I was picking at it. This is almost that bad. I had to use vice grips for like an hour.
Oh, geez.
Needle nose vice grips to pull all this out.
You almost...
This is what tripped the shear bolt, because this roller got so tight, packed with hay, that it wouldn't roll anymore. Uh-oh. Yeah. Ugh. That's gonna be needle nose vice grip time. Yay! Just put it in there and start pulling it out. And there's nothing I can pull off. I thought maybe I could pull this panel up. Nope, that doesn't do anything. So you gotta have a horn working, or you got to have like a light like that working, or pay really close attention and go slow. Like, that was far enough. I'm like, this should have been done. So sure enough, I went to discharge and it didn't wrap right. Probably because it was over.
Too big.
Too big. So we're just gonna pick at this for a minute.
26 pounds.
27 pounds. Because it was like 26 and change, more than, you round up when you're past the 0.5.
Yeah, but very, very comfortable width. I guess the width is standard, yeah, obviously.
I don't know, it's like 28 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, so it's comfortable width to just grab, and it's nice because it doesn't fall, you know, it doesn't fall apart.
And you're not grabbing twine. You're
Yeah.
grabbing the outside of the roll. I'll show you once we get
Yeah.
a good one again.
So I think just watching you, the process is smaller than a square baler.
The bale
But-
is?
The process is slower.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
got to stop every
Yeah.
time to drop a bale.
Yeah,
But it's tiny.
yes, it's a very tiny machine.
And brand new with the net wrap, which it works good. Well, you'll see when I get it working again. It works good. Better than my square baler did because it was from the 1960s.
Which still isn't fixed, you
No,
said.
yeah, the guy that bought it, he thought he knew. No, he doesn't have it working yet either. So anyway, and a new square baler, same to make, you know, small square bales, it's like $20,000.
Oh,
you know?
geez.
And if you go brand name, this is Ibex, this is Italian made. If you go like John Deere, yeah, this is why people will pay good money for a good used square baler. And that's why you've got YouTube channels like Baler Man. Shout out for you, Baler Man. I've watched a couple years trying to figure out my last baler. Nope. Done with that. So,
To be continued. Recording.
okay. Right here, this is where the shear bolt is. And here's the hole on the back disc, and here's the hole in front. They need to line up. So first thing we're going to do is line it up. So I'm going to start the tractor.
This.
What?
Oh, that's the greaser.
That's a greaser. No, the holes. You can't see it from that side.
Oh, okay.
Hole here,
so you can feel it,
hole
though.
there.
All right,
They
gotcha.
got to line up
Oh, yeah. It's a
to put the shear bolt in.
shear bolt. Look.
Too much.
Yeah. Oh, that's close enough.
Is it pretty close?
Yeah.
It's not close enough
like
because
a
I can't
millimeter.
force it.
Okay.
You can't force it, and there's barely any play at all. All right, but look up here. A
Yeah.
whole line of shear bolts ready to use. They know people are going to break some.
Uh-huh.
And I bought extras too.
A whole magazine.
Yeah. All right, let me get this out of here. You can stop it. So close. Not close enough. I am not going to force it.
No, went too far.
Well, you got to stop
well,
me then.
I thought you were going to kick it all the way around again.
No!
Do it again. Keep going. Stop. Go again. Stop. Go slow. Stop.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Slow, slow, slow. Stop.
You know how hard it is to stop it just like that?
I don't know. Sorry. You went past it by a centimeter.
I can see it. I just... Yes or no?
No.
Too far? Too
Yeah,
little?
too far.
Yeah, I can't...
Up. Stop. Like a tiny bit.
Yeah, so like last time.
Yeah. A little tiny bit more.
That was already a tiny...
I know, but I could barely see it last time and it hurt. Stop! That might be close enough.
I hope so.
Yes!
So the other option, you could pull this cover off and try to force the gears to turn with leverage. No, do it this way so you don't break anything. Now if you've got you're trying to use an old 8N or something that doesn't have a PTO style like this, then yeah, it's going to be a little more difficult. You might have to turn it manually. But I prefer this method now that I've done both. There we go. I don't have a ratcheting wrench with me, but this works. Right, sis?
Yep.
It's almost as good as a ratcheting wrench. My ratcheting wrench is in the field, folks. I don't know where.
We'll just have to
I know which half of the field it's in.
We'll just go for a walk.
We'll walk with a metal detector. All right, get it snug. It's got a lock nut, good enough.
Well, wasn't it last year or the year before I was walking behind you and found something that you dropped? I don't remember what it was, but...
Probably. That sounds right. Notice I have this cover off right now. That was from yesterday, and I just decided to leave it off since I'm still getting used to it. I finally have the net wrap on right. It goes that way and then up under for tension and then up over. See how this top rail is bowed up? That keeps the net wrap out. Pretty simple, clever solution. Whoops.
Battery.
Battery, yes, we need a battery. We're going to start it, and when it first starts, it'll probably make a pop as it gets the rest of this out. I didn't get all of it out. Otherwise, we'll be replacing another shear bolt.
Hey.
Seatbelt for safety on the hills.
Yeah, why isn't your ROP in place?
Because it hits the barn.
Yeah, your barn doesn't have to worry about rolling
when
over.
I go in the very bottom, I'll put it up. Right now, I need to get going.
Finally got it unjammed. Took longer than we like. A tick. Yeah, we're gonna have to check ourselves. Ticks and chiggers are bad this year. So the bale before this one, we weighed at 27 pounds.
So it's funny, the guys at TractorToolsDirect.com, but you know, actually at the place in Terre Haute said, "Oh, just go straight to our brand of net wrap because the one that comes with it's not very good." I had better experience with the one that came with it so far. Now that's probably on me, but right off the bat, I liked that one better. I'm going to show you how easy it is to load the new one. We just ran out. And I say it's so easy, I'm sure I'll make it harder than it has to be. Why? I swear I did this already, and it was not hard at all.
Your hands are fatigued from pulling hay out of a jammed baler.
I didn't use any kind of tool or anything last time, but certainly if you had a pair of skizzers.
Well, okay, so for you that have a jammed baler, we have found out that the best tool for unwrapping a barrel is this.
And she just pushes on the roller underneath, and it pops it right out.
True story.
Like, what? I struggled for an hour yesterday with one, and she just kicks it right out. All right, I'm really, really making this look difficult. I guess it is because I'm me.
Maybe
it popped right out.
Of the same brand kind?
Yeah. Although this one actually doesn't say it on it. It looks the same though. I'm gonna have to cut this out.
Is that pocket knife in the tractor or your pocket?
This plastic puck popped right out of the other one. And this one, there we go. It's all good.
Wow, the drama today, let me tell you.
My sister always makes me feel like a drama queen. Here we go. Let's go.
That's because I'm like the least dramatic person ever. Well, most of the time.
I'd like to say I just do it for YouTube. I guess I'm going to go on the downhill side. You stay on the uphill side.
So how heavy is that wrap, would you say?
About the weight of a bale, but more compact. So you take this and do something with it to make it lock. What did I do with it to make it lock? There's a spot. Yeah, right there. That locks in right there. It was just clogged with chaff. So you throw that.
Right at your sister.
You have to throw that. Now, you might think it would go this way, like I did. No, it goes this way. How do I know that? Because the actual company has some videos.
And after you struggled, you watched it? After you struggled, yes. Of course.
Guys, I always try to do everything like some knuckleheads. And you maybe try to figure it out first.
Well,
now, this is important. Okay, so this comes down and creates tension. Where does this go? It goes in between here. Okay? Goes in between. And then, see how that's going to create a nice... Now, again, we are going to go over this, right, like this. Now, this roller is rubber, pretty soft, grippy rubber. It is starting to get covered in chaff, but it will still... We're just going to shove this right in here, and it's going to spin. It's going to pull that right down, unless I'm a liar, and then I'll have to do it again.
Yep.
But it does do it.
Let's make a tutorial video with how we think it works.
All right, but I need to get hay in the chamber. You can leave this up. It will scare you when it flops down. Since I'm going downhill, I'll probably just go ahead and close it. Somebody's having a shooting party over there for Father's Day. Me, on the other hand...
Maybe he got a new toy for Father's Day and he's trying it out.
Maybe. I certainly did. I think his might be more... I don't know. This is... As much frustration as I have, y'all, this is fun. Alright. Wind this thing up. Oh. I'm going to double check that we're reset. So to check that we're reset, we just want to make sure that this knife is below these threads here. So when we pull it, it activates the net. It sets back down on here, this knife, and it's a mechanical timer. Slips off, cuts the wrap, you drop the bait. That's what the ROPS is actually for. That thunderstorm is skating by us.
Yep.
Looking out.
You notice that smile, folks?
That's like, oh, I forgot to do it again. So, when you put a new roll in, you gotta adjust this guy back down to the first setting. When it gets about halfway down, I'll bring it down, as you know, slight adjustments. So I'm not saying that's what did it. It could have contributed to it not picking up that wrap. And last time I did this, it was so tight I actually had to grab a plier. Ah! Fingernail. Yeah, I might need to grab something. See what I mean? That is a lot of tension on there. Oh, God. So if you got to use a plier, that's a good idea. Okay. Do I have enough for it to go easy now? I hope so.
I think this might have created too much tension.
Yeah, I think so. Good idea, Fairy Strikes again. Now I got this all wrapped around. Cut it off. I might have had something to do with that tape I left on there too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Well.
I bet you that tape stuck right on there. Oh yeah, caused problems.
Dang it.
Last time I didn't leave it on there. I figured this time I'd try to leave it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Should have taken it off. Reminds me of Mom's old ringer washer, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Try getting your finger stuck in that.
Well, no, she taught us how to release it first,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah. No, I don't.
if you get it stuck, you pull the, yes, or I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, she showed us.
All right, so we're going to try it again. Oh, that ripped it right down the middle. There we go.
Grab your knife.
Your knife.
Is it mine?
Oh, no, it's mine. I found this in the dirt. I mean, in the dirt at Wendell H. Ford Regional Training Center on a FTX. We were out bivouac site, and we I don't know what we were doing, but I was sitting there probably cleaning my weapon. Just found it in the dirt. Free knife. I love that. Probably been there a year. I mean, who knows? So there's no trick here. I mean, I guess maybe there is a trick. Let's try to roll it.
Oh, yeah, get it started.
Maybe. Yeah, that's the trick. To make sure it gets started. Okay, let's do it again. So no shear bolts were harmed in the filming of this part of the video.
Thank goodness. What are you down to one left on the tractor right now?
Oh, there's a bunch on there. They must know. Some idiot's gonna break 10 in one shot. The lever with a ball on the end of it. In the middle of the machine. Push that back.
This way?
Toward the back. That's forward. All the way down there. There you go. I thought it was to the back. I didn't bring my mic kit out here, so it's just the microphone on the phone today. Could I get something to hold this open for me? Sure. Maybe. Something simple. No. Hey, a stick. Where's a stick? Hey, there's a stick right here. Perfect. Is it big and strong enough? Probably not. Yes. Look at that. It's got a little bitty Y at the end. Just perfect. As long as I don't, like, stick my foot on it and break it. Alright. That'll hold it for me here. Now, we are deleting the remote control kit for this. And it comes with this battery pack upgrade, and there's a little remote control. I think I got it in my pocket. Like, oh yeah, you got a little remote control, and it's a convenience thing. $600, and for whatever reason, and when I was buying it, I was like, by golly, we'll throw that in. So first thing that failed was the horn. That failed. So then we were having. You don't know when your bale's full. You can kind of guess. So you're wasting time there, or you miss it because the horn doesn't sound, and then you overpack your chamber. What happens when you overpack your chamber? You've got to, by hand, pull all that garbage out, which we got better at, but it still takes a while, and you shouldn't have to do that. And then I replaced the horn. You can see there's no wiring to it. I replaced the horn with, I still think this is genius. I just hardwired a light bulb and put it up on my front end loader hydraulic. So it would come right on and let me know, okay, the bale's ready. And that worked. By golly, that worked. We made about 160 bales with the light bulb instead of the horn, because the horn wasn't working. And then finally that stopped working. And it was getting later at night. We've been baling for a few hours, so I thought, well, maybe the battery pack died. So we charged it overnight. The weather cooperated enough that I was able to try again the next day. Nothing. Just nothing. So I don't know if the controller here is fried or what. But the convenience factor is not convenient. It's pain in the neck. So we're going to delete it. We're going to go back to the original. So this electronic control to your hydraulics, and of course now it gets windy, which I like because it's warm, but the microphone's getting wind, I'm sure. I'm talking too much anyway. Let's just start deleting. I watched the video where they assembled it to put the new one on. I gotta do the opposite, and I wasn't paying attention, and that was days ago. So, ouch. This, sure. Got a spring. This goes somewhere. I really don't know, y'all. But we're gonna figure it out. I've got another lever here. This is probably one that you actually like pull on. We'll figure it out.
Goodness.
Oh, and then here is what replaces the electronic piece. Okay, so that'll be going somewhere on this. If all I have to do is pull a string, what's the trouble with that? I thought you'd pull, like, you just push a button, and then I'm like, well, you still need to pull a string to activate the net wrap, so, and you're stopped, so I don't mind pulling a second string. Who cares? All right, should be just this and a couple of levers. We'll see. I'm going to watch that video again before I get started. Okay, I watched it like 20 times because they go so fast. You're like, did I miss something? Like, good grief. So first off, let's cut this zip tie off of here. Can I? Yes, I can. Cool. And all this wiring is getting deleted. The only thing I'll need to keep is the electrical lead to the bale gauge over there that lets you know when it's full, and that sends an electrical signal. So this box can go away, and we just have these little push-in connectors, so I should be able to, oh gosh, just pull that right out, and that little grippy sticky thing was there, and super awesome. And then it has a connector that goes down to that. We're just going to pull those plugs out, and we'll take this sticky one off, and all of it just pulls out. Now, I don't want to break anything, because if this all works, I'm sending this back and trying to get a refund for sure. So don't want to break anything. Can I get these out of here? Good grief. These little stickies are not playing nice, so we're going to cut the zip ties off of those stickies if I can. Got one. Got two. Nope. Trying not to get myself. All right. Got it. Now that's out. My awesome, sweet, not quite working right thing is off of there. Wonderful. Now, I need to take this control doohickey assembly thingamajig. That's the technical term. You got to use all those words together. And take that off. And I'm not sure what size that is. I suppose I could just use my crescent wrench. But my eyeball says it might be this size. Nope. That's an 18. Do I have a 19? I do not. So I'll need to use a crescent wrench, which is one of the tools I keep on my tractor in the toolbox, because you don't need a whole set. All right. That turned off nice and easy. Take this bolt off. Don't lose it. I'm talking to myself, but that applies to you too if you're going to do this. And we're going to gently slide that off. And there's your electronic control thingamajig. Cool. Set that off to the side. Get the rest of this hay off of here. And I'm assuming this pushes out. I don't actually know. But it looks like this guy, we can just stick in like that, maybe. Let me take this cotter pin off this end, and this has to go, yeah, I was hoping not to have to, let's see if I can twist it in. I was hoping not to take this apart. Can I twist it in? I think I might be able to. Maybe. And it looks like the washer needs to go on this side to allow it to compress. So we're going to put that in first. And then the smaller flat washer. and then the cotter pin for over here. And then let's see if I can slip this. Yes, I can. Right in behind. And this should slip over. Simple. Like that. And am I missing parts? Because I feel like there should be more than that. Oh, yeah. Here's the original piece that goes there. Runs straight off the hydraulics versus the electric. So this will go in there. So we need to take this shaft out too. Can you see that? Am I zoomed in enough? Let me zoom in a little more for you. There we go. Oh, that one was a little tight. Don't really want crap to go in there. Now when you take this out, some fluid's going to want to dribble out. It helps if you've got the front end of the baler tipped up, which I do. So we're going to have this guy ready to go. The O-ring is still on there. It looks undamaged. Oh, it's still on there. Pretty good. There we go. They say you should expect to see a little bit come out. Whoa, that's a little more than a little. There we go. I don't think I lost too much. Put that guy in the bag that just came out of. All right. Make sure that is snug. Snug there as well. And I don't know. I mean, I guess this is supposed to just be there. Or does this go over that whole thing? Not sure. Let's see. Aha! Yes, it does go over the whole thing. And this is like just a retaining nut. Struggling to get the threads lined up. There we go. That took longer than it should have. So I got that. Now, this is doing a lot of floppity doppity dippity doo here. Bolt, washer, lock nut. Go. Now this goes in the second, not the bottom, the top of these two. Do I need to how on earth? Just bend it a little bit maybe? No. You want me to do it anyway? Yep. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. I just bent it. That's fine. This rod. Just bend it. It's fine. It's mild steel, it'll bend right back. It'll still work just fine. I'm just throwing this little cotter pin back in on the other side. Okay. Now, of course, you can see the problem right away. We've got a little interaction going on between this one and this one. So, interesting. So that'll go down, pop off of the threads when it's done, and then you pull this. So it's only going to interact with that for a split second, and then it'll come back down. So I think you're supposed to hold this. So you pull, and see how that pushes that little guy in? This pulls, stops here, but it's enough to push this little button here. So you push the button to open the back, push the button to close the back, I think. And then it doesn't get in the way of this one too much. So I think that'll be just fine. And pull string, which will need to be longer because I have the tow bar kit. Yeah, I don't hook directly to the 3-point. So we're gonna go. Can I get through there? Come on, rope. There we go. Simple square knot on that. You put a double square knot on that. Sometimes I do it backwards and then it's not really right, so I'll do it the other way. And that pulls really easy. Alright, and I'm going to double the length of this. I think, didn't I say? Could have swore I had another one of these.
Live at Sister Handyish.
Yeah, we're at Sister Handish's place, and back at it again. And I decided, because this wasn't working, that I really don't want anything electronic on this thing. I'm fed up. So we have an electric wire, ironically.
What do you mean, ironically?
Ironically, because we're getting rid of the electricity by using electric wire.
Okay. All right.
It's ironic.
It is.
So if you look close, is it zoomed in enough to see this mechanism right here? All the way to over. So this is the piece that, when pushed, it trips the electric signal. I don't want that to do anything. It can sit there and do whatever it wants. I'm going to disconnect all this and gut it probably. But for now, to make that switch trip, this actual mechanical lever pushes it. When it pushes that, it pulls on the spring that brings it back to position. So this rod travels with it. So I'm thinking I'm going to tape this to that rod so that it travels with that arm. All I have to do is drill one small hole through the door for that to stick through. And because this is flexible enough, it can bend over and over as I open the door and it won't hurt anything. Does that make sense, Sister Andrew?
Sure does.
At least that's in my head without doing it.
The only hiccup might be that it gets hot, and so
The tape would
taping, yeah, the tapage.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So let's not rely on the tape. Let's bend this and stick it through there just the same, right? And we can get more travel by going through the top one. Yeah. We're figuring it out, folks. So let's do that. Let's put this right through here. All right. Aside from a little play. So now is this... That's going to stick out through the door. I think.
We'll have to just draw cut a little hole in it.
Yeah. I wonder if I could put it over here if there's enough of a gap. That'd be pinched. Yeah, and I want the hole, it'll be easier to gauge. We're going to put some markings on here too. So let's just do this.
Open it up again for me. Like all the way. Could it go up?
No, because it's going this way. The
Okay.
travel is this way.
Okay.
And then how much do I actually need? We could snip this off back here. Where are my wire cutters?
You want me to grab mine?
I brought some.
I think I know where they're at.
I think mine are in the cab of my truck. All right, probably won't go more than that. But from the cab seat, from the tractor seat, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so flimsy, it totally, you kind of need it to be that flimsy. All right, so that's on there. Oh, that's going to be perfect, I think. We'll see.
Want me to pull so you can see the...
No, you wouldn't be able to reach in there. This is going to have to be an experiment, a full-on trial and error experiment. There. Just like that. Once it pulls back to these last couple, I know I'll be getting close. Once it's on that, I mean, we're going to try it and see how it goes. What do you think? I think it's worth a shot.
Yeah, you're just going to need some ibuprofen for the neck craning you're going to be doing.
You got to do it anyway. You do all that neck craning anyway. That's why it's like, I'd rather just go analog with this. So, switch this silly little battery off. I'll leave it there for now. I had put that back in, but then I did a test run and it didn't work. So nothing wants to work. So my next suspicion is it's that. But all these different electronic components, let's count them. We got 1, 2, 3, the horn. So at least 3 electronic components. And then if you had the kit that I had, that's another 4, 5, 6 all built in with all the internals.
Still, only 6, and it still can't get it right. But look at the size of those wires, though.
But they don't need to be, it's just a tiny amount of electricity.
I know, but still, things get hot.
I'm just going to throw a couple screws in this. Because it ain't doing anything anymore. It's just going to sit there and hold it for now. I'll delete it once we confirm it works. And there'll be a lot less stuff in here too, you know?
Yeah. Now you got to get out, start raking.
I know, but I don't want to do
Actually,
anything.
honestly, though, with the wind and the sun, it's been good for it to dry up a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, I broke my stand. Oh. See, and it's flexible, so just bend it right back. If it looks janky, well, if it works, I don't care.
Low tech, sometimes the best.
Yeah, well, we'll see. My old setup can go. Let me cut this off.
All right. Moment of truth.
2-wire setup, top to activate the net wrap, bottom to kick the belt. We've got a bale being held hostage by all those electronics, so we've cut out the electronics. It's hot. We don't have to wait very long, but you know, I like to wait a minute for the coils. Way easier! Way easier! Hey! concept is done. That was the only thing that wasn't working. The only thing we'd have to test is that piece.
Yeah, your indicator.
My indicator. I think it's going to work, but we, like you said, we got to get raking.
Yep.
So I'm going to unhook and get the rake hooked up.
What a beautiful day!
Sure is.
Look at the clouds in the
Look
sky,
at
and
the hay
there's a
bale.
breeze.
Our
and-
hostage hay bale is free.
I should put that out here and say, "Hay for sale."
Yes, you should.
I should.
Would you?
I'll do that right now.
All right, our indicator is working well. We did have a jam, but that's because I didn't pull the discharge long enough, and the last bale stayed in there and started wrapping another one around it. So that's on me. That indicator right there, all the indicator lines I put on there, it sucks that wire in. So it's ready to discharge a bale. So let's wrap it. And drop the bale. And then you can see that wire pops back out to start the new bale.